inkproducts.com has now released a new refill kit for some of the new Brother printers. This one is the MFC-J5330DW. Now there's a couple other models, and I listed in the video so you'll know which models it'll cover. Now these cartridges are refillable cartridges. They're the LC3019. These are the Super XL high capacity cartridges. Very simple and easy to fill. You have a fill plug, take that out. Now when you get the cartridges, sometimes you might see this. It's a little plug that's in there. Sometimes they're in there, sometimes we, in production they'll have them take them out. But if you see that, that has to come out. Now I would save it because it's the same diameter as the color plug, just in case you lose that color plug. Then you're going to take out the color plug and very simply fill it up. It's clear, you can see right in it. Now we're going to give you a set of the syringes with the long 3-inch 16 gauge fill tips. Now you're going to see on a lot of the syringes is going to say discard after use. These are veterinarian syringes, so just ignore that and don't wash them out. When you wash them out, you'll damage it. Our American made ink does not require that. This is 100%. It took quite some time to get it, figure it out, and see how it's going to work. Our ink is guaranteed not to clog the printhead. Now I always make up these little boxes so I can take the cap off, go in there, draw up the ink, so I don't knock over any bottles. Now, sometimes I use a box, little cardboard box to hold a cartridge. I just happen to have this little clamp here, and it seems to work out really good. So I can hold it, I can go over the top, and I can fill it up. Now what's going to happen is the ink levels are going to go down. They're going to go down, down, down. Then it's going to report no ink levels, and you'll get a question mark. That'll pop up. And then when you get that, you just ignore it. Then eventually, if you ran the cartridge out of ink, it's going to pop up and give you a big red X. Then you have to take it out and fill it. Now this is one product, but this product can also be turned into a black tower continuous ink system. I'm going to show you that. See, the Brother chip, you can't even refill them successfully, because even if you did, the chip would not allow the cartridge to continue to print. So don't waste your time trying to fill them up. So if you go to inkproducts.com, you're going to get a refill kit that actually works. These work. That's the simplest system we've ever installed in our 20 years. I'm going to show it to you. It's so simple. It's a very simple system. I like it better than the refillables because all you do is watch your ink levels and fill the bottles up. You don't have to take the cartridges out. Now when you first get it, the ink level is going to show full on every cartridge. And then it's going to go down. And you're going to get a question mark. And that's where it's going to stay. You'll never get the red X as long as you have ink in it. Comes pre-filled, ready to install. And there's only one bracket you have to put on. We have a little bracket that goes on the side here, so it helps hold the door. So you're going to get it, it's two parts. You got one part here, you're going to stick that on, and then this catches like that, and then you peel and stick it to the door. So when you shut it, it keeps it closed. It's not going to shut 100%. It's going to be open about that much. Now I've had this system in. I've done a lot of testing on it. It's flawless. So I'm going to take out their cartridges. Now, if you notice, that's the 17, the 3017. 19 is bigger. Well, with the CIS system we give you the 19, but even bigger. It'll fit, so you don't have to worry about that. It just holds more ink. Holds approximately 80 milliliters of ink. That's a lot of ink. Okay, you take it out, and then first thing you got to do, because it comes and it's all sealed, take the packaging off and lay it down just like this. The reason is I'm going to equalize the isobaric chamber. So any ink that flooded into it, I'm removing it. This is very important you do this. Then you can stand it up. Then I'll remove the rubber band, and then I'll install it into the printer. Now I've already used this unit because I've done a lot of testing on it to make sure it was going to be stable and it's going to work, and it does. In the front here, it doesn't leak. It's not going to leak for you because in there is a poppet valve, so when you pull it out, it shuts the ink passage off so it can't leak ink. So remember what I said, when you first install it, you're going to get an inkjet. It's going to tell you it's a non-brother cartridge, and you have to accept that. Just accept everything and go from there. You can push it in. Sometimes you have to push it to break the front seal. And then the hose is just going to come right out the side. And when you close it like this, it'll ask you if you replaced it, and we'll go into that in a minute. But now, when it's closed like that, I'm going to take the door catch and put that on. I'm going to line it up, peel it, and stick it. So then it acts like a little latch to hold the door so it doesn't accidentally pop open. Now I'll put the bottles right next, the ink tank right next to it, and this is very important. You have to open up the little plugs. Not the big ones, that's for filling. Follow the instructions, but you want to open up all of them. There you go, that's the way it stays. Very simple. We're done. We're done. Side little catch on it. The hose can come right out the bottom. Close it up. It's not going to pinch the hose. There, see, it locks it on. Now it's going to say, did you put a new cartridge in? I'm going to say yes to all of them. That's it. Now my yellow is showing full, and it was just showing with a question mark before. So this is really interesting. But there's your question marks. So I think it's going to be like the Canons, that sometimes it's just by itself, it's going to just reset the ink level. That's why I said these ink monitors are a joke. I mean, you go to the store to buy a new cartridge, you find out you left a third of your ink in the cartridge. So now if you want to get out of that, just press there, and you're back to the main screen. Now it says you can't detect the ink volume. You don't worry about that. I'll go to maintenance. I'll see how the nozzle check is. Now this printer does 11 by 17. It's really an awesome printer. Automatic duplexing. Perfect. Pretty nice. Here's the ink volume. You can see the ink levels go up and down. But very simple. Just install the cartridges or fill them up and install them. And this is our new Ultra Pro True Color Sublimation. Now it's only for these models that we list. It's not for all the Brother models. So don't put it in another Brother printer, because that could cause a problem. Our ink works for these models that we specify. With our color lock paper and our Ultra Pro True Color Sublimation ink for this Brother printer. And this is a solid black. Looks really good. This is another one, a Camaro. Now I don't profile. I used the program that came with the printer, and as you can see, it's quite good. Then we get some sample material, and I did some tests, different settings, and it came out extremely well. Extremely well. I've got them, you know, I've said some with inkjet paper I picked, matte paper. I even did a coaster. I actually did a couple of coasters. I did a color bar. Now, it's important when you're doing, that's our new color lock. It's got that pink color on the back, so you can't print on the wrong side. But it's quite good. This is a, like I said, scrap material that we get to do it. Color comes out awesome. And this again, no profiling. And you can do just about anything. You can do license plates, you can do wood plaques, plates. So here's another alternative than buying an expensive sublimation printer or buying an Epson. When the brother has one that's extremely good, it does the large size, 11 by 17. So go to inkproducts.com for the latest in sublimation ink and systems, because we also make a system, a CIS. We have refill, use the COC Smart chip, which you just keep printing. That's it. A lot of ARC chips, they're not stable and they're always requiring problems, or you know, it's got to be reset, this or that. This printer here, there's no reset. Put it in and just keep printing. You don't have to worry about resetting.